All right, we are back with Kandi and Dr. Wendy. And behind the bar, it is Ariane. The winter solstice is tomorrow. And so over at the Blue Moon Bar is our PA, Ariane, helping us brighten up the darkest time of the year. You're sunshiny, Ariane.
I got two things to say, Andy.
Okay, yeah, say it.
Okay, one, with the Kenya question about the men. I wasn't trying to say Kenya can't keep a man, but I was just like, okay, the last two relationships wasn't going so great, but that doesn't mean it's her fault. The men ain't so great, you know what I mean?
I didn't take it as you were trying to say that she couldn't keep a man.
Oh, okay, clearly.
It didn't come out the greatest, but I didn't take it that way.
But you know, I just want to clear that up.
Clean that mess up. Now, what's the second thing you want to say?
Oh, I was like, why did you think that them saying bringing up Riley's Porsche was shady?
It was actually a viewer question, and it was from Drew S. I don't think it was from Drew Sidora. Do you think LaToya was being shady when she brought up Riley's Porsche in the last episode? It seems like she already knew what kind of car you bought Riley before she asked the group.
Oh, so, well, no.
There you go. Wendy, Crystal P wants to know if you think it's sketchy that Michael conveniently had a wedding the same day as the reunion. Do you wish he was there to answer for his actions?
It would have been great. I think I would love for everyone who's been part of the season to have to come to the reunion. But if he had a wedding, then we can't force him to miss the wedding.
I love mandatory reunion attendance.
Yes.
I love that idea. Oh, that. Kandi likes it too.
Yeah.
Like stand in your actions. Like you have to speak for it. Yes.
Right. Kandi, Julian F said, considering you and Todd did couples therapy last season, do you think it's the right move for Drew and Ralph? Does Ralph have the right to be pissed that Drew chose the therapist?
Well, I mean, I definitely think they should choose the therapist together, you know, if he's not comfortable with that person, but they definitely need a therapist, honey, for sure.
Right. Wendy, Blake O said, did you think it was weird that Ashley found it rude when discussing how Candace said Dean looked like Michael? It is his father, after all.
I always find it funny when women get mad when people say that their children look like their husband. Like, are you trying to call I don't get it. You trying to call your own husband ugly? Like, I don't get it. Like, my kids look like my husband, but my husband's fine as hell, so I don't care. So I think it speaks more so to the woman, like, if they get upset. Like, you know your man looks some type of way, so you feel some type of way.
Kandi, Maya B texted, do you think Drew's wig was as bad as Kenya and LaToya were describing it?
Well, see, the thing is, the wig they talked about prior, I didn't get to see it in person. So I don't know. The one that they talked about on that show, that episode that night, it looked okay on TV. Right. I didn't think it was bad. But I don't know. When Kandi, I met her wig was fine.
Kandi, I had Kelly Rowland on the radio the other morning, and we were talking about the early days of Destiny's Child, and we were talking about the songs that you wrote for them. We were reminiscing about that. What do you remember about Destiny's Child in those early days? And did you eyeball Beyonce as the clear leader, or at the point that you were with them, did you feel like it was a group and there wasn't a standout, or one wasn't going to go solo?
Oh, okay. Well, I thought, okay, first of all, I loved working with them. They were really dope, but she definitely had showed leadership in the group. She definitely kind of like took control when it was time to like produce the background vocals, and she kind of like told, you know, the other girls, hey, you do this part, you do that part. And, you know, when it was time for them to go into the booth, you know, she sang a majority of the lead when they were a group. So it was clear that, you know, she one day probably would go solo.
By the way, when you were in Escape, was there talk about anyone being the lead or going solo?
Oh, we had an issue with that later on.
Right.
We definitely had a member that, wanted to go solo, and that's when things start falling apart.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to thank Kandi and Dr. Wendy and Ariane for being here. For more, click around bravotv.com. Drink responsibly, everybody. Wait.